Hey, board gamers, BJ from Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo Pot, exploring a game that's coming out on Kickstarter pretty soon. It's Conquest Princess, but it's a mini expansion to this game. Seppy Yoon designed the game. It's Fight in the Box Games, and this is a big campaign game that we wanted to just dive in and find out a little bit more. I had played it back on TTS, but I'd never played the physical copy. Seppy was kind enough to send us this prototype copy, so we've been just going through it, kind of exploring it, seeing how this new mini expansion works. It's probably best if I get to the table and show you a little bit about how it plays.
Conquest Princess Fashion is Power is a cooperative bag building adventure for 1 to 4 players, with a reprint and expansion coming soon to Kickstarter from Fight in the Box Games and designer Seppy Yoon. It's got a theme like no other board game. Players take on the roles of 4 different agents of the Temporal Intergalactic Armed Response Agency, hey, that's T.I.A.R.A, and go out and save the galaxy. The missions are all standalone. Play them in order, play them over and over. It's your choice. Just remember, they get harder as you progress. Conquest Princess combines a bag building mechanic with a tweaked up action selection system that I found pretty innovative. Not only do we get cool actions, but we also get unique special powers, and if we're really strategic, we can power up our heroes with booster cubes that transform us into amazingly powerful beings, if only for a little while. The players can even upgrade their characters. You can add fashion items like body armor or slipstream slippers that break the game in cool ways and have cool names. But it's the bag builder mechanic that drew me to Conquest Princess. Winning battles helps you complete the goals of the mission, yeah, but it also takes hits out of the bag for later skill checks. Yet, big misses also come out of the bag, which both hurts in the short term because they're getting stuck on your board, but also helps you in the long run. Conquest Princess was built to be modular by design, and in this new project, Fight in a Box is bringing more content to fit the game. That's right, more scenarios, more challenges, but it's still utilizing the original action management system called the action coin system. I love this thing. Instead of moving workers around to fill up action spaces on a large game board, each player has a character that is moved around the ship through a series of actions on their own player personal board called the actionometer. The actions are simple. You move, you fight, or you engage. Engaging is, allowing you to activate something on the main board, like maybe picking up something or energizing a special power, or even using different ships' guns, or in the expansion, getting out of the confines of the T.I.A.R.A and attacking the baddies with the Conquest Princess, or even float around in space.
All right, now that you got kind of a background about what Conquest Princess, the base game, is, let me tell you a little bit about the expansion. So the expansion is a mini expansion. It provides an additional module. That way you can get some more content for the game, in addition to those people who missed out on Conquest Princess the first time. Just remember that anything you see in this video or in the pictures, these are all prototype components. This is not the final. Now, what Seppy sent me, double layered boards and these big chunky pieces, they're all super nice. But just remember, there can and will be some changes between what we've seen in the pre-launch of the campaign and what comes out on Kickstarter or even in the final product. After defeating the fashion tyrant, the agents of T.I.A.R.A, they finally got a nice vacation. At least that's what they thought. You might remember the Mechapede, one of the baddies that we had to fight in the original Conquest Princess. We thought it had been taken care of, and no. Complications ensue because the Mechapede has been eating its way through the fabric of time, and it's come back as a Necropede. What's going to happen in this mini expansion is the Necropede is going to start infecting all the baddies with what Seppy calls polterdice, of course, wink wink. And the polterdice are going to be on the different boards that we play, but they're not going to have a direct effect on the players. What happens is they will be the catalyst for bringing in even more of the minions and other baddies that come out to attack the player. It's a cool mechanic. You got to deal with each of the Necropedes by attacking the dice. That's what some of these dice are. But what you're doing is affecting the age of the dice before you can finally get rid of them. So what did I like about finally getting my hands on a physical copy of Conquest Princess? Well, first off, the main game, it's absolutely gorgeous. The art is campy and it's fun. There's lots of funny puns, lots of wink winks, lots of just humorous situations or humorous names, a lot of sight gags, and I enjoy all that. I also like the components. when you're diving into this bag of destiny and you go and you're doing your attack phase, or you're trying to get some tiles to see what's going to happen in a particular action, the tiles are just these gorgeous big crystal blue tiles with the actions on there, either a fire or a miss or a critical miss. And all of these are just fun to play around. I really like the way the production came out, even in this pre-production form, even this prototype form. It really looks good on the table. Now, it takes up a lot of space, but of course, when you're playing a 4-player campaign game, you kind of expect that kind of goes with the territory. And then as for the mini expansion itself, the standard mission that I've been able to see, I'm not sure exactly what's going to be in the project, of the Possessed is really tough. I felt almost like I was, juggling a bunch of different plates all at one time. I had to worry about that board. I had to worry about this board. I had to take care of my different characters. We had to upgrade some of our characters, trying to get their special bonuses. We had all these boards and all these people coming to attack us with a timer where, there's constantly minions coming out and damaging the ship or doing other things. So each of the characters in this particular game that I was playing last night, each of the different characters was kind of specializing into something different. One of them was out here on the Conquest Princess itself, attacking all the baddies that were coming down here, sort of like Space Invaders. Same thing on that other board. I sent one of the ones that could attack more frequently without ending the turn. It was a special action on Engage that didn't end the turn. I was able to get multiple attacks with them. And then the other two characters were here in the ship, dealing with all the minions that were coming out, trying to sabotage the different stations inside the T.I.A.R.A. One of the other things that I really like about Conquest Princess is the way that you do your action selection on these double layered boards. You're given 4 basic actions. You can, in some ways, with some upgrades, get to that 5th one, but basically you're doing 4 actions, but you have to kind of set up those actions in a way that not only you're doing the actions that are beneficial for your turn, but at some point, you're doing a pattern of actions that is going to allow you to upgrade your character. So it's a really cool puzzle, and I enjoyed that part about it, trying to decide, with each step of my turn, whether I'm going to move, whether I'm going to attack, whether I'm going to engage, but also thinking in terms of, okay, at some point, I'm going to need to upgrade my character. Okay, so caveat. I am not much of a campaign player person. I'm not much of a cooperative player person. So it takes a lot to get me excited about these kind of things. Number one, it's got to have a pretty cool theme. I like a reasonably good play time. But I've got lots of friends that love these campaign, big, cooperative, let's take on all the baddies type of games. So if that's your kind of jam, then you should take a look at Conquest Princess, because there's a lot going on here. There's challenging missions, lots of ways to upgrade your characters, lots of stand-up moments when you're pulling stuff out of the bag to see if you hit the enemies that one last time to save the day. All right, so that's Conquest Princess. Just kind of a brief overview for those people who hadn't seen it before, and a little bit of details about the mission that's going to be coming in this Kickstarter project, but basically a mini expansion that you can get more content. Take a look at the project. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this project, is whether Conquest Princess is something that you're interested in. And until next time, laissez, bon temps, rouler.